once I find all the buttons. Space! The final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Dauntless. Welcome to the bridge. Please take your stations. We are Vorpal Tales, and we play terrifying tales and awesome adventures every day of the week, most days twice a day. Be sure to instruct your computer to extract all data from our website, vorpaltales.com, so you can incorporate everything into your theoretical models, get recaps of shows, get info on our cast, events that are upcoming, and links to our Patreon, Ko-Fi, social media, and all of our rapid schedule changes this month. Please follow on Twitch if you have not, as well as subscribe over on YouTube to help keep everything going. Special thanks tonight to The Foundry, to Pond 5, to Epidemic Sound, Audio Blocks, Miguel Johnson, CJ Beard, the Makai Symphony, Nyoko, Scott Buckley, and Isaac Vale for music and assorted digital goodies. Crew of the USS Dauntless, state your name, rank, and duty assignment for the audience.
Okay, go first. Oh, Jesus. All the rooms got moved. Hello, my name is Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, and tonight I am playing Acting Captain Ansar Conan, a Betazoid.
Hey everybody, it's me and I can't find the mute button. So you find me all over the internet as Am Changeling, because Am Changeling, and I'm Ambrose, and my pronouns are he or they. And tonight I shall be playing Dr. Sekem Ekhar, the half Romulan, half Betazoid. Don't shake your head at me. Don't shake your... Come on, son. Anyway, whose pronouns are they, them?
Hello, I am Patrick, known on the internet at PattyShakes_, and tonight I am playing Sog Robek of House Kun Dekel. Obviously, Klingon.
Hi, I'm Rosie, and tonight I am playing Chief Engineer Dirja.
Hey folks, I'm JT. You can find me online at Sensomancer, and tonight I am playing Lieutenant Pick, Chief of Security, and a Vulcan.
Excellent. Robek, if you would, situation report on the episode we did 50 years ago.
Stardate 99254.67. Official memo to Klingon High Council from Robek House Kun Dekel. Our sensors indicated a benign nebula that our ship traveled through. When passing through, we became under attack by our longtime enemies, the Sonal. But we all quickly realized we had no knowledge of this enemy. With the battle escalating, Sekem was awakened and realized this was not reality. After being dispatched by myself, they woke up in some sort of experimental lab. Sekem quickly entered the mindscapes of Ansar and Dirja to help rescue them from their worst fears, and they decided to explore what they had learned was a ship. They found the room I was being held in and freed me from a horrible nightmare as well. Ansar attempted to mind meld with the ship while I dealt with the inhabitants. The Sepulchron, a strange race of beings in armor that have a third eye on their forehead. He discovered that this race travels through a dimension of death to different galaxies to transfigure them. They have done this to millions of galaxies, and there are trillions of them. They have 5 scout ships here to determine if this galaxy should be transfigured as well. They are responsible for the missing people on the planet we discovered. We were able to safely beam over to our ship, cloak, and get away from the Sepulchron. Once aboard the Dauntless, we were able to remember the Sonal do in fact exist. They are collaborators, and the ones who ambushed and delivered us for study. In the debrief, we decided that we must stop the invaders, and that our new course of action was for war.
Excellent. So, when the scene opens, we will have Robek and Ansar in the ready room, discussing what should happen next for the crew of both ships, and what to do about your Romulan ally who's not in the ready room with you.
The captain of the other ship.
Yeah.
You mean not Sekem?
Sekem is a crew member, not an ally.
Speak for yourself. And as you can see, that tactical plan would work best if there are sonal ships accompanying the Sepulchron.
I'm just concerned of the technology in which we are unable to prepare for.
There are always unknowns in war, Captain.
Yes, unknowns, of course. But we don't know our unknowns.
Unfortunately, this is the best things we'll get until we have another meeting with these beings, and any meeting with them will be a violent one.
We need allies. If the Sonals are of this much capacity for violence inside this system, they've made enemies. We need to find those enemies. Not only will they provide tactical resources, but they'll provide intelligence.
Yes, and I want the second coming of Kalis, but these are things that are beyond our control. If we spend the time to look for allies, the only things that will happen are to waste time, lose track, and the brief and momentary advantage we have over these beings, as well as only kick over more hornets' nests if any aliens we find are not friendly.
So you suggest a full assault now?
The briefest of advantages we have in going into all these unknowns is surprise and the fact that we know that there are more of them waiting, that this is not their full force. If we press that advantage now, it'll still be an advantage. If we wait,
have
it will not.
Out of character, do we have like a target that we know where it is currently? Because I know when we
where the ship you were kidnapped on was.
We do know it's still there based on sensors.
Yeah, they seem to move at impulse speed almost all the time, and then you don't know how you've never seen them go to warp.
Okay.
This one ship of the 5 that we were able to confirm are here. If we all out attack it before they have a chance to study us even further, learn our strategies, defenses, and offenses, then it'll be enough to completely win, dominate, and then we can start finding some of your unknowns, Captain.
Very well. You convinced me, Mr. Robeck. Prepare for engagement. I expect you to communicate with our ally ship to put together a proper maneuver.
Perhaps since you have a better relationship with the captain, you would like to coordinate with them.
I will kind of stand up and kind of do the shirt tug. Mr. Robeck?
That's when you get the ready room ding-dong noise, and before you can say anything, the door opens and Second walks in.
Can we help you, Doctor?
I would like to let you know, Acting Captain, that there have been some fascinating long-range readings from the Romulan ship.
Go on.
They hand you a data pad. The data pad. Whether or not Robeck reacts to this is up to him, but the data pad makes it clear that the Doctor has been trading data with them from the Romulan ship, with their science officer. From the biological readings they picked up from the entities, they were able to rig a long-range sensor scan that senses for similar life forms. And they found much smaller amounts of them instead of the thousands and thousands in one place, indicating smaller ships around the next nearest M-class planet. It suggests there are 3 vessels, all about the size of a Constellation-class starship, in orbit around that planet. Massively smaller than the thing you were on.
Well, Mr. Robeck, it appears that we have some new information. 3 smaller vessels surround a close M-class planet.
What is this M class you speak of?
Have you not been studying your Federation handbook?
Why would I?
If I were to enlighten you,
Makes
an
for
M
good
class
toilet paper.
an M-class planet is a planet deemed habitable or breathable at the very least, capable of human life.
But is it useful?
Yes.
Mr. Robeck, I do apologize. This changes our plans dramatically. I can no longer order the assault on the main ship. This planet most likely has life, sentient life, which they are most likely trying to pull into their collective. We're going to set course for the planet, prepare for an assault of 3 smaller ships.
This is
will give
clearly a diversion.
Not a diversion, Mr. Robeck.
They want to draw us out. They want to study our tactics. If we waste any combat maneuverability and efficiency on these smaller craft, when we go against their large ship, we will be outclassed.
Go to Mr. Robeck, and you may put that in your report.
No one will see this report because we will be dead.
And I have nothing to worry about. Dismissed.
I will leave.
Okay. So,
I
LSI
will-
has
and then-
redeemed Patty the Accent. So we're going to need to do a quick scene switch where Dirge is having an argument with one of her fellow engineers about the right way to repair the coils. You can decide how this fellow engineer sounds, Patty.
These goddamn coils.
Alice asked for the count from Moulin Rouge. I'm not familiar. I've not seen Moulin Rouge. I'm not familiar with that. So
You got YouTube.
Okay, but like, all right. I don't want to halt things.
While you're doing that, it'll start with people are engineering, but Ansar will come on the intercom. All essential person, all senior staff to the bridge immediately. With them and then just my thought is if they're surrounding an M-class planet and we know that they scoop people and living things, it's full blast there.
Right.
Because they're trying to hurt people. We gotta save them. So I will make my way back to the bridge.
Spank my Betty.
Oh gosh, what's
So do you think,
happening?
Patty, can you do it?
Spank my Betty woke up and chose chaos via the elder gods.
I'm not sure if when I type in the count from Moulin Rouge into YouTube, it doesn't really pick anything specific. But oh no, this is gonna go badly. I will attempt to portray a British man portraying a German man. So we got 3 steps here. We got an American pretending to be a British person who's pretending to be a German. I will do the Hans Gruber.
How? What?
And then someone's going to kick you off a building. Begin!
I thought we agreed that they have to go clockwise, and it has to be 9 turns.
9.
Yes, 9.
9.
Oh God.
9.
You disagree again? 7 did
9.
not work.
Ha ha ha. It is funny that you think it is 9.
But it is 9. 7 didn't conduct enough, and 10 was an
9.
overload. It's 9.
Why is it that always when I am doing things, it is 9?
I can't comment on everything, but this is 9.
I think this is a giant joke. Oh, and he'll go over and turn it 9 times for you.
Thank you for doing your job.
Okay. Dirger arrives to the bridge last, looking annoyed. Sure scene again,
Wow.
Ansar.
Okay. Attention crew. We have been informed that what are those bad guys' names again?
The Sepulchron.
The Sepulcrons. We've been informed that 3 Sepulchron scout ships have positioned themselves outside of a nearby M-class planet. We're not sure of their current status with the planet, but it is most likely that they are there to kidnap any sentient life and include it into their ranks. Be prepared for battle. All stations. Number 1 goal, destroy the ships. Number 1 goal, secure anyone still alive and not brought into their ranks. And then 2, destroy these scout ships so that they cannot report back.
Sir, forgive me. Our first goal, secure those alive and not within their ranks. Do you intend for us to board the Sepulchron craft?
At this point in time, we will do a scan and we'll see if they are anyone still alive on that ship, and that call will be made at the moment. We do not know what their process is.
Shouldn't we prioritize saving the people on the planet?
If there are units on the planet, we'll send an away team.
Units?
Can I do a scan of some kind to see if I can pick up any
This is happening while you're still in
transporter
warp.
array? What was that?
This is happening while you're still in warp.
Oh, so I can't do any of that fun stuff.
Right.
Gotcha. All right.
And you're at max
then I
warp,
prepared
so
to do
everything's
things.
shaking a little bit.
Yeah, I prepared to do things.
Our number one priority obviously is to keep ourselves alive. We cannot help these people if we die. Combat with the ships will be most pressing and engaging. Secure the space around the planet, and at which point then we can go planet side and assist those who need help.
Ship drops out of warp. Ansar calls for black alert. You enter cloak mode. And when you enter the orbit of the planet from the other side, you immediately realize the 3 ships that had the life signs on them are much smaller, and they are parked around one of the actual large Sepulchron ships, which has a giant crater in the side of it and bits of metal just floating in space around it like you see in sci-fi movies. Looks like some kind of massive explosion from within. And it's in orbit, but it's listing. You know how they indicate in a show that the orbit's wrong because it's like upright instead of...
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stare out of the view screen. What happened to that ship?
From tactical station, I'd like to scan for if it was any known weapon system that caused the damage.
Do it. You can roll, the ship will give you 2 bonus dice because it's tactical. And you can roll science plus reason.
Can I use my knowledge of security weapon systems instead?
Yes, you get different information, but you can use security instead, yes.
I would like to do that. Okay, what we got here? Oh, wow. 3 successes. With actually 4 successes. 4 successes.
Okay. You can bank yourself a momentum. And using only knowledge of weapon signatures, you would guess that it exploded from the inside. It was sabotage. What it would take to cause that much damage to something this big, though, you don't know. Nothing that you have on your ship. You could rig something like that, but you'd have to like drain the core, or
yeah. So okay, this is like a warp core explosion kind of thing.
like when they hyperdrive through the Superstar Destroyer in Star Trek, it's like that. I mean, in Star Wars, it's like that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Sir, preliminary scans suggest that this explosion was from the inside. Either malfunction or sabotage.
I'm willing to lean heavily towards one over the other. Because out of character, because of me sending that information back from the past, we have more information on the Romulan ships, correct?
Yes,
Mr. Pick,
including knowing that they're also in orbit already. They got here before you.
that's what I was going to ask Mr. Pick to do. Okay. Um looks like our friends are already doing work. Excellent. Run a scan. Is any non-sepulchron life forms on those scout ships?
Scout ships, no. Planet, yes. Millions. Clustered mostly across 3 continents.
Helm set course 12.7, 32.8. Strafing maneuver. Mr. Pick, prepare torpedo barrage.
I'm gonna call down and. Do I call down? Do I call down to just like a submarine?
No, that's old Star Trek. New Star Trek,
Okay.
you just push buttons.
Cool.
There's no guy
Yes.
in the torpedo bay anymore.
Again, I love old torpedo bay having to load the damn things, and yeah.
Real wood on the ship? Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Sir, might I remind you that we are not sure if our weapons are capable of penetrating. Also,
Well,
if
we
the
have to try.
Also, if this ship is truly
See you,
rendered inert,
Ambrose.
perhaps now would be a time for you to get some answers to those unknowns you talked about earlier.
Mr. Robeck, are you saying to not engage the scout ships?
I'm saying to take advantage of the cloak to get the answers you want.
I do plan to take advantage of a cloak and of a disabled primary ship. Fire!
Can I get a third dice for shipboard tactical systems?
2. Any kind of tactical response from the Dauntless is 2 bonus dice. So
Okay.
your dice plus 2 more, so 4.
What am I rolling?
Daring plus security.
Daring plus security. That's 1. That's 4 hits, including a crit. 1.
5, okay. You unleash your barrage of phaser cannon from close range when you decloak. At the same moment that the Romulan ship decloaks on the other side of them and just annihilates one of the other ones. The 2 of them explode into space dust in a very unrealistic fashion. And the last one expands for a second, like its geometry is changing, then collapses on itself with a flash of light and disappears. In a massive burst of energy like you've never seen. And now you've seen how they travel faster than warp.
Chief Derja, I want a reading of the energy output of that transport.
I do too, sir.
Engineering plus reason with 1 bonus dice from the ship. You want to burn stuff, you should. It's a high difficulty.
So we destroyed 2 of the 3 small ships?
And the last one
Yes.
just disappeared somehow in a weird way.
I feel like I'm done rolling dice for the night. Can't do better than that.
Right? All right. Smoke them if you got them. We're done.
I would like to use a momentum, if that's okay.
Yep, that'll get you
Sure.
1 dice. So now you're up to 4.
We have 7 momentum, so go for it.
All right. That is 4 successes.
You can. So 4 successes gets everything you need. It is a gravitational anomaly. They're actually managing to fold space. So first they're here, then they're there, with no transit time in between. Traveling through some kind of anomaly they're able to create with their ships. And that means the little ones can do it too, not just the big ones. The energy reading came from the very center of the ship, and it wasn't an engine. Because you know where the engines are, you've seen the big one.
Might you call it a drive, maybe?
I mean, that seems like an appropriate
Hey.
word.
A something that drives gravity.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Sir, I would very much like to see if we can look at one of the ships that's still here. See what we can salvage or learn
And because you got
about.
4 successes in the middle of your sentence, you realize something's happening with the one that you hit, not the one that was utterly annihilated by the Romulans because overkill.
Okay.
And you realize you should probably yell, "You gotta back off right now."
Back off now. Something's happening.
Second, you can roll for Yana, who isn't here. Give a 4
Oh,
dice.
goodness. 4.
15 or lower.
Helm evasive pattern 2.
Oh, good. And they're all D20s, yeah?
Yeah.
It's been a while. Hello, dices, my old friends.
Comfortable with you again.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, darn it. 2 successes instead of 4. Boo. But also, yay, 2 successes.
Glass half full.
Hmm?
Glass half full.
Oh.
Yana manages to back the ship off in time that the shockwave only causes minor structural damage and blows out some of your shields. The Romulan ship takes minor damage as well when the ship, whatever that drive is, like overloads and actually tears open. It looks like the Deep Space Nine wormhole, but really tiny. And everything that was around it, including big parts of the big ship, are just like torn away from the main body and sucked into the hole and disappear. The big ship breaks in two and floats off in 2 different directions.
That answers one of my questions. How unstable their process is.
Wait, it severed the main ship in half?
Mm-hmm.
Captain, there goes your element of surprise, and there goes your answers.
We still have many things that we would be able to pull from that wreckage. Information is not lost. Scan the planet side. How many pieces or how many sepulcrons are down there?
Oh, that's me, isn't it?
Would probably usually be Helm, but since she's not here.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes.
What's the planet side situation?
It didn't seem to have changed anything. What are you looking for specifically?
Like, are there still sepulcrons down there?
There never were.
Is there any life forms down there?
Millions.
Okay.
Spread across 3 primary continents.
Okay, so there's no bad guys planet side. All the people alive are still down there.
Do the life signs on the planet appear to be humanoid, or are they plant-based?
They are in fact humanoid, but
They are humanoid.
Saurian.
Oh.
It's a hot planet. It's more of a primordial state than Earth. Gravity's denser. The dinosaur people.
Yes.
That was for Steve because he made a face.
I'm just trying to get an idea here.
They do have space age technology. In fact, some kind of orbital relay is like turned towards your location when all that craziness just happened.
One more scan. I want you to run a cross-reference on that planet between the energy that we got from the drive. Did they leave anything behind?
2 successes.
Define leave something behind, like readings or physical matter.
Player's head thought is these guys put something on the planet that's going to gravity drive all the living things away or the planet away. Like, where's the big doomsday device, essentially, is what I'm thinking.
2 successes?
Yes.
Your guess is they came here to scoop the planet and met
Right.
resistance. There is no doomsday device left behind. Those were the escape pods you saw orbiting around the bigger vessel. These Saurians did something to the mothership.
Okay. We have a limited amount of time to be able to pull from that wreckage.
Wait, those were escape pods. They weren't even like some of the other of the 5 ships that came.
So the little Constellation class ship that's about half the size of you is what they call an escape pod. Yes. Their scale of things is much larger.
We didn't even hurt their fleet. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, we blew up 3 like scout ships that were coming to mess up this planet.
No,
those were not scout ships. Those were escape pods from the big ship.
The big ship was here to scoop the life off the planet, and they failed. These people resisted.
They resisted.
And you blew up 2 escape pods, and 1 got away.
Okay.
Acting captain.
Yes, Doctor?
If I'm to assume correctly, these sepulcrons were escaping from this planet. The residents there. Perhaps we could learn from them what scares these beings off.
Excellent thought, Doctor. I was actually... I'm planning to go talk with them. As a matter of fact, Mr. Robeck, why don't you lead a team with Chief Derja and we'll say Selkie's character. Yeah, Selkie's character, and then a red shirt that is Furio. How about that?
Also, there are several 100,000 of a secondary life form on the planet too that you don't recognize. Humanoid also, but not Saurian.
Okay.
That's when you get a hail.
Oh, okay.
From your best friends.
I'll deal with that in a second. So we're preparing a away team with Chief and any personnel that you need. I want you to go into that wreckage. Bring me back something useful.
Beck will just silently get up, giving off that whole like cold, chilly, just like royally pissed off because you fucked this whole situation up, and we'll just leave.
Still being hailed.
On screen.
Romulan captain lounging in her chair. And the all powerful woman sexy pose you always see on Star Trek. And she just looks at you and says, "That's a great idea. We should lead a joint team to the surface, Captain, don't you think? Since we're friends and all."
I apologize. I have very limited time for your games right now.
She just waits expectantly.
If you wish to bring a team to planet side, you are absolutely welcome. We will not resist.
Where should we meet? Also, it occurs to you that she's listening in on your communications, apparently. Intership communications.
I picked up on that. All right. Very well. No, I just say, again, I'm sure we'll see you down there when we meet with the, and the name of these species, I'm sorry.
You don't have one.
When we meet the resistance forces. And I will, end transmission. Mr. Peck?
I understand, sir. I'll look into it.
Oh, I was going to ask you, would you to join me planetside?
Oh, I thought you were doing the communications thing, and I wanted to, if they're listening to. Okay.
But that's a really good thing that we'll have to look into. Yes. Would you like to join me planetside?
Of course, acting captain.
Very well. So me and Pick will go planetside to start talking and negotiations with the locals and Robeck, Derja. Oh, Secum, you would be with me as well.
Hi, acting captain.
So Robeck, Derja, and NPCs will be looking for tech off the destroyed enemy ship.
Are you going to communicate with the planet first or just show up in a city center?
I mean, they pretty often would just transport down to a city center and be like, "Hello, we're from the Federation of Planets."
It's up to you how you do it.
You said there was an orbital array that was pointing at us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Open up. Yes, I'll ask to open up a line.
You can hail it. Figure out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You figure out what kind of information, how they relay information, and you tap into it and hail them. And you do get an official response from the Adursion. I'll put that in the Discord. Like that. United Council of Nations.
Okay.
And they ask what your business is and if you're allies with their new friends.
Hello, my name is Captain Ansar Conan of the USS Dauntless. We are in a temporary allegiance with the other ship that is currently in orbit. As you can see, we are in no way affiliated with the other ships that were recently in your orbit. As a matter of fact, we were hoping to speak with you about any possibilities of learning your defenses against them.
Are you here to lend aid like our new allies are?
We will provide you with any aid that you need.
Excellent. Bring weapons. And when they sign out, you actually hear gunfire in the background.
Wait. New allies.
You're talking about the Romulans.
The Romulans.
Out of character, I was a little scared for a second, thinking they meant the sepulcrons that were left there.
No, clearly,
No, there's no sepulcrons on the planet.
clearly the Romulan captain has made headway, and since Sansar wasn't interested in talking to her, she didn't share. Like they do. And then, you in Star Trek fashion automatically know where to go now with your transport.
Right. So with that, I'll grab a security team and head down to the planet side.
Are you actually going to take real weapons?
No, we will come armed with our typical
With normal
phasers.
side arms instead of actual rifles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We will scope out the situation before we agree to bring heavy artillery to a play date.
You beam down into the courtyard that would be in front of the UN Council building. And as soon as you dematerialize, blast of energy goes right past your head, Ansar, about 6 inches away. There is energy weapon fire everywhere, blowing the sides off the building. A pillar collapses. You can see barricades in front of the Capitol building, and Saurian-looking entities behind it firing back alongside Romulans. And then across the way you see, kind of like trucks, but Star Trek space trucks, military transport convoys, and they're turned sideways to create a barricade, and they all say Sonal High Command on the side, and they're firing back.
Oh, it's the Sonals. Great. Fuck them. All right. Great. Inside. Quickly. And we'll point to whatever this building is that, we know to go to.
All right. All of you who are there, except the red shirts, I'll deal with them, need to roll fitness plus security to sprint across the courtyard without getting something blown off.
Do I have just 2 dice for that one, or is that one of my
You have 3
special?
for that.
Okay.
I have guerrilla tactics. Would I get an extra for that?
No. Not just to get across the courtyard, but that might help in this scenario, yes.
Oh, these are beautiful. My dice love me tonight. I rolled a 6, a 4, and a 1.
Ooh, all right. You can bank a momentum.
It got 2 successes.
Okay. You get hit by flying shrapnel and take a stress damage, but you make it. Pick. Second.
Okay.
You do some Matrix Neo flippy shit and don't take any damage.
I got 1 success.
Cool. You actually get hit. and Pick has to grab you and with his Vulcan strength and heave you over his shoulder and drag you behind the barricade because your leg is heavily damaged. You take 3 stress. Whatever the sonar you're using doesn't disintegrate you, but it hurts like mad hell.
I'm gonna do my doctor shit.
Do it.
How many dice for that one?
2.
We never remade my sheet.
2 dice in this instance because you're in battle form.
Battle form. Not bad, not bad. A 10 and a 2.
Okay. You are able to remove all penalties for the wounds.
Yay! So,
You still have the stress damage, but it will fade with time on its own.
okay.
Whatever kind of weapon they use isn't entirely energy. It's an energy discharge, but it embeds tiny little bits of something into the body, which then just burrow around trying to cut into important vital things. It's very nasty.
Ouchie.
Saurians are somewhere between Andorians and Gorn, for your mental imagery. Not quite as tall as a Gorn, but also not quite as humanoid as an Andorian. The Sonal you can't tell because they're in full tactical gear, except they're humanoid. And they're about the same size as humans.
Okay.
You jump behind the barricade and random Romulans look at you. The one that you know to be second in command says, "Oh, it's about time you showed up, Captain." The one that helped with the uprising in the original scenario.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
The Romulan sub-commander, the second in command, is the one talking to you.
Good to see you again. Where's your captain?
I'm sure she's on the ship. It fascinates her. The big one.
Okay, so she's investigating the ship. Understood. Thank you. Where might I find the local leadership?
He hooks a thumb behind him at a guy on the ground that's very dead. A male Saurian on the ground that's very dead. I think he was it. There's probably more inside. I don't know. We got bigger problems.
Well, I assume you'll handle it. Mr. Pick. Doctor, let's go.
I wouldn't go in there.
Wait, is there fighting
What?
in there? Inside the building?
It's in lockdown.
Okay. So, alright, so the Romulans out here with us, there's none of the locals?
There are both Romulans and locals.
Okay. So I go to, like, okay. Then I'll go to one of the locals to have this conversation. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And just be like, we need to get inside and talk to who's in command.
We don't know who you are. Not letting you in the building.
We just spoke to them on a communication line. They're expecting us.
Are they?
Yes.
No one told me.
Then
He keeps
communicate
firing.
back to somebody.
They're in lockdown. Can't do it.
If I may, Captain,
Yes, Mr. Pick.
I like ask you over really again. Perhaps we could open up lines of communications with those promised weapons.
It seems that the weapons are less like they need help now immediately, so we need to fend off this attack.
Which
Can we?
I'll give you a scene skip. You do fall in line and help them return fire, and you immediately realize your sidearms won't do any damage to the body armor or truck armor of the vehicles. You need heavier weapons.
We could just get like a crate or whatever teleported down here, I assume.
Yeah, you didn't have any problem transporting yourself. But
Transporting, yeah.
Ansar has to decide he wants to do that first.
those are vehicles they're using for cover.
Yeah, but you actually hit some of the guys too, and they have some kind of personal shields on their body armor that prevents small arms fire from hurting them.
Okay. Vehicles have power sources.
Theoretically, you'd hope.
Okay. So I'm going to use reason and science if I can. And I want to try to condense my phaser beam so that it turns into more like a long-range cutting torch. And I want to try to aim it so that the beam will burn through the vehicle at what we are going to say I can determine the fuel source and blow up their barricades, their covers. They're using vehicles for barricades, blow up the damn vehicles.
Can't do it with your weapons, but if you can do a charm roll of some kind and talk them into letting you modify one of the cannons they have on their barricade, that would work. That could help you with the roll.
Okay, I'll go to someone who has a higher concentration weapon.
Yep.
And I will tell them, tell all of your people to focus fire on that quadrant of the vehicle. That is going to be the power source where the main drive is coming from. Turn it into as concentrated of a beam as possible. Once you've melted through the exterior layer, once you've breached the power source, their entire barricade system will go down. The way that they've set these up, it will create a chain reaction. Do it now. Pick one vehicle. And I will use my persuasion.
Yep, presence
diplomacy.
plus command.
Presence plus command is 14 plus persuasion. Like I'm going to
Third
assume
dice.
that falls within my focuses. Skippity boop bop. Yeah. All right. I'll use one of my banked votes for 3d20.
Do I get a third for, or how does the system work?
You don't have to roll yet. First, he has to succeed.
Oh, okay.
Because he's trying to get them to let you modify one of their weapons when they don't know who you are.
Gotcha.
I rolled 2 successes. A 9 Wait, nope, it's disciplines, not attributes. 2 successes.
Okay. That's enough. Pick. You can now roll daring plus security.
Daring plus security.
Guerrilla tactics would apply here because you're sabotaging a weapon.
Okay. Security, that's 13.
If only Derju was here.
Okay, I got 1 success, but I got matched failures. If that's is that a thing? Is matched failures
Not
a
in
thing?
this game, but that is a thing in one of the ones we're doing right now. But not this one.
Okay.
One success. Okay. Now, who's gonna fire it?
I feel like it'd be me
Okay.
since I did it. I don't like this.
Control plus security.
Oh, I have 12 in control, so that's good. Oh, I got an 18 on this as my target number. I got a 3 because I rolled a 1 and a 16.
Okay.
And maybe I could get another one for Guerrilla Tactics.
Another one from what?
Guerrilla Tactics? Or is that just
Yes.
a modify?
You could add that again, yes.
All right, so one more. So I got 3 successes.
So 1 success.
Oh, 4 because I rolled a 1.
Right. So the 1 success you got for modifying the weapon, you actually short out the weapon and it burns out after 1 shot. But the 1 shot does destroy the central vehicle, which wrecks their barricade and allows the rest of you to push forward and drive them off. You don't kill them all, but you drive them away. And in the aftermath, Ansar can take back over.
Will this end your lockdown?
I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks. They immediately start setting up a new barricade farther out from the building because they're expecting reinforcements.
I'll make my way towards the building with my hands clearly showing that I'm a friendly.
Okay.
If you can hear me, we just assisted your front line. We broke the enemy barricade. We are the ones who spoke to on the transmission. We are here to help. The fighting is momentarily stopped. Please bring down your please cease your lockdown.
You hear that telltale noise of communicator contact, but it's not yours. It's Romulan. And a voice says, "Is it safe to let them in? Do we trust them?" And the Romulan sub-commander looks at you and says, "For now." And then you actually see an energy field dissipate in front of the door.
Just pick, Doctor. Take that as an invitation. And we'll walk inside.
Inside it's chaos. There are what are obviously not military-level locals lying everywhere in various states of casualty. Some dead, some injured. You make your way through the building into some kind of central inner chamber that is heavily barricaded. And the people in here are wearing fancier clothing. There's 3 of them.
I will walk to what looks like the central leadership, the people who kind of huddle around a table. Yeah. Okay.
One is taller than the rest. It's your best guess at who's in charge. Can't tell difference in gender.
Hello, is this Central Command?
What's left of it? You're allies with the Romulans. The way he says Romulans is kind of funny.
We are currently in a working relationship with the Romulans, yes.
Good to know. Thanks for your help out there.
Happy to help against the Sonals. My name is Captain Ansar Conan. This is Chief of Security, Lieutenant Pick. And this is my doctor, Dr. Seckham.
They introduce themselves with names I'll give to Patty later.
Sure.
Leader 1, Leader 2, and Leader 3.
Okay. I apologize we're not able to bring more men or weapons, but we want to help as any way that we can. Specifically, in return, we need information about the entities that you fought off in orbit.
Information?
Yes. These are the entities that the Sonals are allied with.
Yes.
We have mutual enemies and mutual friends, looking at the Romulan League.
You must not be from around here.
No, we are not.
What do you want to know?
How did you defeat them and scare them away?
He goes on to describe that there is a very rare crystal that naturally occurs on this world that has about the same level of commonality as some of the rare earth metals that we actually have that power electronics. The kind, when you find a pound of it, you're rich for generations. Yeah. And it is a very, very, very powerful energy source. It can actually do some real sci-fi hoke where it absorbs solar radiation and then multiplies it within its own crystalline superstructure. So you put it in the sunbeam and it becomes a fusion bomb if you leave it long enough.
So you have a weapon in the planet.
Very small amount of it, yes. It took quite a bit to do what they did. There's not a lot left. It was enough to start the uprising. Because they were next to be harvested, the Sonal come first as the ambassadors of the Sepulchron. Try to convert as much of the population to their religion as possible, and then subjugate the rest with the help of those who they convert. When the subjugation is correct and the planet is mostly pacified, the Sepulchron appear and take everyone.
Acting Captain Ansar, could we not possibly replicate this material? If we have enough material to power our replicators.
What's a replicator?
We have a technology on our ship that allows us to, in limited quantities, duplicate items.
He says, ah, and says, it's a, and uses a word with a lot of consonants. Yes, that doesn't work with this material. Which you would know, you can't replicate the lithium crystals either. So that's
Right.
believable.
Is there a place where you mine this stuff? These crystals?
Yes. There's probably enough left on the entire planet to make 2 more explosives.
I could possibly evaluate the chemical compositions of this material and attempt to regrow it in a lab, or even find something that is similar.
The Star Trek answer out of character would be able to detect it on other worlds. Because it's obviously not unique, well, most likely not unique in the entire galaxy.
Right. And with crystalline structures, you should be able to settle them somewhere and hopefully, yeah. Anyway, okay. What would it take for us to be given one of these 2 samples? Our ship is a highly scientifically advanced crew, and I believe that we would be able to offer an insight into both more focused applications of the crystal and possible replacements or other sources.
Drive the Sonal off of our planet and then help protect us if they come back. No big deal.
No, of course not. Before coming with you, we planned to destroy the Sepulcrons in this quadrant.
It's like Decepticon, but Sepul.
Sepulcrons.
That's the answer, is if you can help them drive the Sonal off the world, they will give you a sample. One of the 2 bombs, essentially.
We can't be drawn into a prolonged war with you, unfortunately. We have neither the time nor the manpower to specifically fill ranks. We can provide assistance, tactical insight, and some weaponry in return for the crystals to help your cause.
They basically give you a hard stance of free them from this from the Sonals, so don't do it for them, but help. You'll have to find a clever Star Trek solution to driving all these collaborators off the planet without obviously going to war for 6 months.
We'll do what we can. Thank you. Do we have permission to move freely between your central command and our ship?
Yes.
Very well. If you don't mind, please beam any of the data that you have of Sonal movements and positioning and tactics to our ship. We'll review them with our tactical officer, Mr. Pick, and our combat liaison, who is currently on another mission.
And then we switch scenes to the other mission, where you, the rest of you, beam over to the enemy ship that's broken in half and immediately run into Romulans scurrying everywhere.
You're welcome, Patty.
They look at you. They look at you with no surprise whatsoever. Some of them kind of smirk at Robeck, but nobody makes any comments. They're just, when I say scurrying, they're busy doing tasks on various parts of the ship. And of course, from the nearest antechamber steps the lady, smirking at Robeck. I'm guessing you're in charge now, since you're off your leash.
I was hoping she wasn't there. My first question is going to be, how many of them are there? And my second question is going to be, Durja, can you make it look like an accident?
How many total, or just right now? Because you can get
how
both
many
with
are
a
on
tricorder scan.
How many are on the ship total?
40.
Shh.
Got this.
Dirja will literally put her hand
Alright.
on your chest and sort of push you back a little and go, "Hello there. Let's not antagonize him too much. At
Oh,
least
do you
not
hold his leash now?
immediately.
She grins. I bet that's from after hours.
Let's say no. but I think we might talk as opposed to you trying to talk to him, because we both know he's just gonna snap.
Woman to woman. I like it. You'll have to teach me how to control a Klingon man sometime. That could be fun.
As if a Klingon would ever lower themselves to be with you.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Okay, let's. Robeck, you stay over here, right there. Just don't kill anybody. Great. And she sort of looks at one of the red shirts and is like, "Can you watch him?"
Yeah, I am like unsheathing my knife right now.
Funny you say that, because we got a Steve redemption earlier in channel points. So Steve, I'm gonna need you to channel your favorite character while you try to wrangle Robeck as the red shirt. And Sinfurio, if you would.
Okay, boss. So here's what I'm saying. All right, I know that they're talking about the leash, right? And I know that she's pulling your leash. All right, don't you listen to him. Don't you listen to him. All right. You're the man. You're the man. You're the best. You know what that means? That means that you can rise. You can rise up and overcome. Rise up, overcome. Okay. You don't have to fall victim to this. Don't let them push your phaser buttons. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Apologies. Disruptor buttons. Don't let them disrupt you and your disruptor. All right, you got this. Head on straight, head on a swivel. Breathe in through nose, out through mouth. I don't know if that actually works for Klingons. Okay.
When
And it's like as soon as the punch happens, I just look over at Dirge and I just go, "Good job, you found the only human that could possibly want to punch them more than the Romulan."
He flat
You
knocks
just
out
punched
your.
my
He flat
second in
knocks out your.
command?
He flat knocks out your red shirt, and you got a sass redemption. So now it's your turn.
I needed him, Robeck. He's my second in command. I needed him doing the things I'm not doing.
You put that one in second.
He's very good at his job.
I find it hard to believe there are not other engineers more qualified than that one.
I don't think a bit of attitude disqualifies anyone from doing anything. So grow back. And she is in your face. And she's like, "You will just stay here. Do not kill any Romulans."
And then from the Romulan commander, "Can I join you later? I see where this is going."
I just look at Derja, ignoring. It seems that this awful day is just going to continue, so I will stand here and do nothing as requested.
Thank you. Okay, this is going great. This is going great.
She locks her arm in yours, looks at Robeck and says, "Yes, you stay here. The women have to talk," and then leads Turjo away.
Just like smash like the nearest console that's near me.
I
go
don't
full
need
on
that.
I go on like full on like Kylo Ren, just like smashing all the consoles like right in front of me. Just like no one's letting me kill anything. I've got to let this anger out somehow.
As she's leading you away, she's laughing and she's like, "I bet he's wild like that in the bedroom too."
You can think about that all you want.
Oh, I will.
I don't. Nah. Okay, so hi, I am Chief Engineer Dirja. I have to admit, I've heard your name. I assumed Robeck would have killed you by now. So, could you reintroduce yourself?
She looks you up and down. "You're Bajoran, aren't you?"
What gave it away? The nose?
"I wonder why your captain didn't take you down to the planet. I'm sure your skills would come in very useful down there. Coming from an
I'm sure he
enslaved
regrets
race
it
and all.
now.
What's it like being a slave?"
See, you were worried about
Well,
Robeck
you
flying
seem-
off the handle on this mission.
You seemed to have some experience with leashes.
Oh,
You can probably answer that question yourself.
Never had anyone hold mine except when I asked them to. Maybe I'll ask you to.
Oh. Not right now. I really think we should focus on, the wreckage and salvaging. And
I wonder how your captain's doing down there, fighting those people. I'm sure he enjoys deciding whether or not he's going to go to war for another species. Oh, your silly Federation morals. So how can I help you, Chief Engineer?
Well, I'm sure you noticed too that their gravitational anomaly transport systems are a little unstable. I really want to get a look at their engine or their drive to see if we can replicate that particular disturbance, if we can maybe beam something in to disrupt it, or but make it go boom.
I like the way you think. Come with me.
Of course. And Dirja will link arms again and just kind of live with the fact that this is happening.
Okay. She takes you to what's left of the engineering room. It's broken in half because it was in the middle of the ship. And, yeah, Steve is correct. It looks a lot like the gravity drive from Event Horizon, only broken and the black fluid's leaking everywhere.
Okay.
We're all fucked.
It's basically a bunch of giant concentric metal rings that spin around each other, and some kind of fluid floats in the middle that's ferrous.
Are the rings currently floating, or have
No.
they crashed to the floor?
Yeah, they're scattered everywhere. They're not linked anymore. Some of them are broken.
All right.
And there are 6 humanoids immersed in the pool of fluid. Like in Minority Report.
Are they alive?
No. But they were. Sort of. They were in some kind of the weird half stasis these beings exist in, but when the engine room broke in half, they died. So the drive integrates with these people somehow.
Yeah. I'm making some. I'll just talk out loud. Dirja's very interested, and she's looking around, and she's, I assume you've started taking samples. My basic assumption is that part of the reason the process is so unstable is that it has to do with the interactions of these rings and the fluid and these people. That's their system somehow, which is rather brilliant. It would allow for a great deal of flexibility, controlling the process with a humanoid mind.
They've been able to translate some of their data, and even though it's nothing like what we use, they call it warp space, the place they go through to get where they're going. But in their tongue, the word warp also means chaos, it appears.
Fitting.
And it requires both a navigator or series of navigators and a drive to make the journey. Those are probably the navigators, wouldn't you think?
That would make sense. And it seems that that the ship is integral to their survival.
From what we can tell, when the ship travels, it projects some kind of field to keep the harmful energy out of wherever they go, but some of it still leaks through, and that's why they look how they do. They embrace it though, like a religion, like a apotheosis into a higher form, like a hive mind collective.
I trust that you will share the results of any sampling that you've taken with us, but I'm sure that my crew would rather I took my own as well to cooperate.
She thinks about it for a minute. Sure, we can discuss everything. Over dinner, perhaps you, Robeck, and your captain.
After your last meal with Robeck, I didn't think you would ever want to be at a table with him again.
He's a fun toy. I enjoy playing with toys.
I think that he can... I'm trying to ignore the fact that Patty is shaking his head. I'm going to decline on his behalf.
Perhaps
right
just
here,
you then.
right now.
Just you and I and my chief engineer, perhaps.
What happened to my captain?
You're more interesting and smarter, I think. Cleverer.
Okay. We can have a working meeting. That's great. But I'm going to take these samples now. I like to be open, fairly open, really, because that's the only way you ever get to trust anyone.
I agree. She takes your hand, looks you in the eye, and says, I'm Evius. She gave you her first name.
Oh. Tyler, could you repeat that for me so I could write it down?
I put it in the Discord room.
Thank you.
Patty, you can drop the last name in there too. So you have both halves. The one she's been given.
Yes. I have that handy.
Not Tila, Tala.
Yes.
Evius Tala.
I'm still Chief Engineer Dirja Abeso. That has not changed. Okay, great. We can do that sometime. I'm going to take these samples. I would honestly like to hear your engineer's conclusions. The only way we're going to survive this, and Dirja gestures at the ship, is to try to get along. I think, anyway.
I think we can get along, you and I.
Ivis, trying to use me to sidestep my captain would be a very bad idea.
He's welcome too if he wants to come.
I'll let him know. But just word of warning, don't try it. If you think you're going to use me to get around him, to get something you want.
Oh, that's not what
Cardassians.
That's not what I want to use you for.
Oh, well. Samples first. Excuse me.
And what does Robeck do while all of that is happening?
After he finishes punching like his third console.
Okay. Everyone in the corridor is looking at you by now, but nobody is saying a word.
Damn straight. I will yell at all the red shirts we brought along to go like little tech finding rats and go find all the good stuff.
Okay.
So I ain't got the skills to find that stuff
know.
unless it's a weapon. I'll meander along to where I think the weapon system room might
here
be.
we go. Okay.
Or their armory, either or.
So give me a reason plus security and see if you can find it. You can buy whatever bonus dice you want or whatever. I put pictures in the Discord room, by the way, so you know who you're dealing with for the party.
Reason, security. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to use my talent of starship expert.
Okay.
Where I just know I can kind of just like figure out layouts of ships.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get an extra die from that. And then I'll use my focus of can I use a focus of either ship systems or espionage to help me
Ship
out here?
systems, yes.
Cool. All right, so that'd be 3 dice. Target number 13. 2 successes.
Okay. After wandering for like 20 minutes, while Dirge is trying to navigate Romulan flirting apparently for power plays, you actually managed to find a control room that most of the people are ignoring because it's heavily damaged, but you're like, I just feel like this is it. My blood is up. This is the room. That's the only. It's all pure instinct.
I smell violence.
Yes. So now you can go ahead and make a science plus daring roll to try to figure it out. You got a boost though, so that's a die.
Okay, I'll take the boost.
Hot dog wizard.
I'll take the boost, and I'll also
There's a lot
use
of momentum too. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of momentum. I'll use
Spend
momentum.
3, get 2 dice. You'd be 5 that way.
Sure. Is everyone okay with me spending 3 momentum?
I'm good.
All right, so. 3 successes.
Okay. You're messing around with the controls. You're pushing buttons and you're getting mad. You're punching things, you're getting mad. You push more buttons, you get mad. You kick something, you get mad. This is how Klingons navigate ships.
Yes. It is known.
And that's when 3 more collaborators, sonal vessels, warp in to local space.
Oh.
And just as they warp in, you find the right button combination. And it's damaged because the ship is broken. But the entire port and starboard sides slide open. And it's straight up, swear to God, broadside bays. The cannons are as big as the saucer section of the Dauntless, and there's 50 on each side. And they start powering up. That's where we go to break.
Robeck just has this maniacal gleam in his eyes. Like, yes!
You're welcome, Robeck. Are you glad I sent you the ship now?
No,
instead of
fuck off.
battle?
You're the worst captain ever.
Uh-huh.
Don't go anywhere, audience. We'll be back at about 10:40 Eastern. Okay. Back to this. Nope, not that one.
Nope, that's the one.
Okay. So, at this point, Ansar, Pick, and Sekhem are back on the Dauntless,
Yes.
whereas Durja and Robeck are still on the broken Sepulchron vessel when three vessels warp in from the coalition, from the collaboration army. Two of them are Defiant class sized, but one of them is Constellation class sized, clearly some kind of dreadnought. So a battle cruiser and two very maneuverable attack ships warp in. And that's when, from your point of view, Ansar, one half of the entire Sepulchron ship opens and a giant array of weapons start powering up. Energy cannons that apparently fire in a broadside. So we're gonna let the Dauntless decide what they're gonna do first. Your red shirts are yelling at you that the enemy vessels are approaching rapidly with weapons going hot. They're obviously coming in to shoot you.
Phaser Array 3. Put covering fire on those maneuverable ships.
That's you pick. Security and daring.
Mute. Okay.
Phaser pattern
Plus
3.
plus 2 dice from the ship.
Do I shipboard tacticals? Like give me a third.
5 total.
So I got 5. Okay. I have 2 dice, so that's fine. All
Do
right.
it,
So
do it.
sorry. What's the what's the roll?
Security and daring.
Security and daring is a 13, so that's 1 success. That is 2 more successes, and that is a 3rd success.
Okay. The Dauntless engages the 2 Defiant class. Robeck, would you like to shoot the Dreadnought?
Can I not shoot all 3 of them anymore? Even if the...
I mean, if you fire every cannon on the broadside, you will hit everything in orbit, yes. The Array, the Dauntless, the Romulan ship.
I imagine it's like a keyboard. I just slide my fingers across and activate all the cannons.
You're gonna shoot us.
I mean, oops! I couldn't figure out how the alien technology worked.
This fucking Klingon.
Roll 5 dice. Your target number is 19.
I'd like to quote a meme at
Would
this
you
point.
believe it? I roll a 20.
I would
but
believe it.
4 successes otherwise.
What, Sekhem?
I would like to quote a meme at this point.
Okay.
Listen here, you little shit.
Captain Ansar. 50,
Yes.
50 energy cannons fire massive blasts of plasma. Who's gonna roll for your helmsman? Could be you if you
I've
want.
been on a roll. I've been on a roll all night.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone's getting rolls.
You're just gonna get lots of rolls in a second here.
Doctor, do you want to roll then for? Is it Dula?
Yeah, Yana.
Yana
Oh.
Dula.
Yana
Yeah, Yana Duel.
duel.
Dula.
Yeah, I will. Sure.
3 dice, difficulty 17.
3 dice, difficulty 17. Da-da-da. Sweet. I got 2 successes.
2. Good. Now we needed your roll, Patty. 4.
Yes, 4.
The Dauntless is very maneuverable. Yana does what she can, but it still sustains 3 direct hits. And, things on the bridge explode. Ansar definitely is not jumping off a springboard as he flies across the bridge and lands on his side dramatically.
Ah.
Oh
goes-
no, Ansar's not dead, is he?
Yana goes over the helm panel and lands in the front of it as it bursts into flame, because that's how that works. Dersha! Shields are down to 15%, and there are hull breaches on 7 decks. Warp drive is offline.
Wait, Dirge's with me on the.
Dirge's
on the
with.
makeshift.
Yeah, but Dersha knows what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Are you referring to the vessel we're currently on?
No. You watch the Dauntless get hammered,
Oh, fuck.
and you know Robeck did it because you can hear him laughing from a deck.
Ugh. You blew holes in my ship, you bastard!
You gonna beam
And
back?
she is.
I just yell out, just like, technically it's acting captain and Sarge ship.
And she's just like got her hand pressed on her comms, and she's like, "Oh fuck you! You know I'm the one that's gonna have to repair all those holes."
And in the background,
Ignoring-
Robeck, you hear, I like him even more now.
I checked. I imagine the two other ships with the Dauntless are like space dust.
Yeah.
The little ones. I'll also look at the the Dreadnought. How's it doing?
It is heavily damaged, but it is not destroyed. It's turning all its weapons fire on you.
I press button again.
Keep firing, asshole.
You gonna stay with him, Dersha, or are you gonna warp back?
I will attempt to shoot only the ones that are pointed towards the Dreadnought this time.
Okay, make your roll again. Well, it's official, Dersha. Your Q gift from earlier is now relevant.
Another 4 successes with another 20.
Okay. You did roll 2 20s, though. So this part of the ship is now extremely heavily damaged and losing life support, but you managed to disable the Dreadnought. It's listing in space and floating away now. But you gotta get the hell out of here.
I will, even though I know the oxygen is like venting from this entire, I'm just going to take my time, slowly get up out of the tactical chair, crack my back, very just with all the swagger in the world, take my strides towards an area of the ship that has life support still.
Now, Dersha, I have to send you something. You can decide how you react to this.
Excuse me.
So, you can run in and tell Robeck, we gotta get out of here, let's transport, or you can do whatever you want with that information.
Was that to me?
No. Dersha.
No,
Okay.
mm, Evis, we can't get back to the Dauntless now because it's gone stealth. Do you think we could come home with you?
Of course. Bring your toy. Robeck!
I'm gonna let him know.
Oh,
Give
you
me
are
a
gonna
minute.
tell him. Okay.
Give me a minute to let him know, so he doesn't think you're kidnapping him. or
You
something.
have however long it takes for my transport officer to grab you. And then she disappears in transport particles.
Oh God! And Deer just starts running. to
He'll
the last
transport
place
you
she
laughs.
saw.
You'll have enough time for 2 sentences each. Go first, Dersha. The sentence
We're
can be as long
going
as
to
you
the
want.
Romulan ship. Don't kill anyone.
Fuck.
And now we're a Paramount Plus Star Trek show, and you get transported over to the Romulan ship.
With the lords and ladies of fate, perhaps?
Seems likely. Thank you for the raid. So yes, you arrive in the transporter room of Talah's ship.
I immediately look, not grab for, but look to see if my weapons are still on me.
They are. And the
Fools.
captain's still there, smiling at you. Welcome aboard. Ansar, you took the Dauntless to stealth and immediately ducked underneath the ship because you didn't know Robeck was firing at you. You assumed some kind of automated defense activated by, the collaborators, because what else could it possibly be, right?
Sure.
And then, at the same moment, the scene in the Romulan ship says, "Welcome aboard." It goes to Ansar, looking through his display as he watches the Romulan ship go into cloak and warp away.
Oh god.
I will notice the warp.
Yes.
And I'll just look, be like, I'll look at Dersha and just be like, fucking Romulans!
Look, it's not my fault. The Dauntless went stealth. We had to go somewhere.
At that exact moment, the second half of the Sepulchron ship explodes into dust.
How many sonal ships are left?
None. The battle cruiser is still there, but its listing and is completely disabled. Sonals are being pulled out into space through hull breaches. Robeck wrecked that shit. And you've also seen what kind of firepower these Sepulchron ships could bring to bear, and it's a little scary.
I send a hail to the Sonal's planet side.
Okay. You get a response.
Hello. This is Captain Ansar Conan of the USS Dauntless. We have currently destroyed 2 of your Constellation-class ships and are currently looking at a disabled Dreadnought, your battle cruiser. You have allies on board. You are going to leave this planet, return to this battle cruiser, at which point we will allow you to make repairs and leave. If you do not do so, your allies and your ship will be destroyed, and those of you who are fighting on the planet will be supplied with our superior technology. Within the last 2 hours, your allies' ship has been destroyed, your personal ships have been destroyed, and your supplies have been cut off. Make the right decision. USS Dauntless out. And I will end the transmission.
The Sonal do evacuate the planet. It takes several days, during which you can repair the Dauntless to a mostly in shape state, and you do discover that Dersha and Robeck are on the Romulan ship that is now gone.
Okay.
And yes, Spank, my Betty, I allowed Robeck the chance to direct the Dauntless, and he took it. Points well spent. Twin Dad, yes, they have warp travel. You're not super worried about Robeck and Dersha because there's still Romulans on the planet.
Right.
But you're probably not happy.
Not happy at all. I call a meeting over those few days. Obviously, I get the repairs set up, and I want everything cleared up in regard to that. But that's background
no
work.
rules for that.
I call a meeting of Pick and Secum.
Okay.
I take a tricorder and I want to check one of my whatever conference room we're in. Does it seem like there's any of those listening devices or whatever it is that she's doing to hear us in this room?
Pick, give me a reason plus science with 2 extra dice. You're gonna need a lot of successes, so if you want to buy that 3rd dice, you probably should.
Don't forget your determination as well.
With an hour left, you might want to use that.
Sure thing. So, daring plus, sorry?
Nope.
Plus,
control plus science. Or reason, sorry, plus science.
Reason plus science is not great.
I have a really good
That
number
is-
for that.
So then Ansar can roll it. That's fine too.
I'm at 13.
I'm at 14.
Let Ansar roll
So-
first. If you fail, pick and roll. Just tell me if you get 20s.
No, I got 2 successes.
So that's 4 of Pick Spence's determination, which is enough. You are able to discover how they were listening in, and it's not actual listening devices. They figured out how to tap into your communications and complete with breaking the encryption because they're Romulans.
Can we change our communication?
You will say you have, yes.
Okay.
Not just Romulans.
On a modulating
not just
frequency.
Romulans, Tal Shiar Romulans.
Yes, they are the Tal Shiar.
Yeah, we scramble our encryption frequency every 22 minutes.
Now the problem is, if they had full access to your encryption frequencies, they might have everything, including shield modulations. You don't know.
Okay.
And the only way they could have gotten any of this, side eyes Robeck, good thing he's not here, is with a mole. Someone on your ship is feeding them information.
I'll leave that to Pick to follow up on as he is chief of security. That seems like a good Pick mission.
Yeah, don't tell Robeck, he'll stab sec him.
Oh, I want like a
No.
Pick. I want to Pick Robeck, just like, you know, noir
Like a buddy cop
mystery,
thing.
buddy cop mystery episode. Bad cop, cold cop. You know, just.
But that just go like on the Patreon. Just do like a
Oh my god.
buddy cop episode.
Oh.
You're
Okay.
stuck in the holodeck. You
A
have to-
literal noir episode. I'm for it. Okay, so we're able to speak to ourselves. So while we're being repaired, Lieutenant Pick, Dr. Seckham, I have a question that I have to ask you. And it is one that is incredibly hard for me to ask. I value myself on decisions quickly and acting on them without hesitation. I don't know what to do here. That ship outside, the one that's currently repairing itself, carries with it the Sonos that were on the planet side. They are allies to the Sepulcrons?
Sepulchron.
Sepulcrons. We have a single target in front of us. Do we take the shot, despite giving them free pass to leave?
The Romulan side of you, Seckham, says absolutely. But you can say whatever you want.
Captain, we are technically Starfleet. However, in retrospect, we are also Sector 31. We have a carte blanche, if you will, to do certain actions that protect the Federation.
This is true, Captain Ansar. With the access you actually have whatever information this ship has on Section 31, which is sparse, but still more than you had before, including their motto, for the greater good, no matter the cost.
The greater good. Sorry.
The greater good.
Perfect.
I'll just turn to Pick without saying anything.
Captain, you know, one of my values is to never lie.
What does logic dictate, Pick?
One of my values on my character sheet is that never lie. So I feel like that being a choice I made would override any kind of logic. I'm going to play that anyway,
Sure.
out that way.
Okay.
So, do you make us all liars? I am not captain, but I am not a liar.
Would we let the Borg go?
You don't know who those are yet, but
Son of a...
you could say Cardassians.
Would we let the Cardassians go? Knowing that they would enslave and kill more Bajorans and send their cats to attack me.
Yes, Void Cat, yes!
You're right, Pick. We gave a promise, and as the Federation, we stand by that. This is what we need to do in order to show who we are, so that both our allies know who we are and what we stand for. I do not intend to make you a liar, Mr. Pick. Dr. Seckham, I appreciate your input very much and understand where you're coming from. And yes, as Section 31, I'm sure that one day, possibly very soon, I'll make a decision I might not be able to live with. Thank you both very much for your time. Let's get the ship moving and let's go ahead and find our missing friends. We've cleared the planet of the solar sonar. Blah, 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 blah. Sonal. So we should be receiving the intelligence from this planet soon, and we can continue on.
When everyone leaves, you do know one thing, Captain Ansar, that you could do yourself. There's a lot of drones that comprise your hull.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be hard right now while they're still undergoing repairs to slip one onto the hull of the Dreadnought. See where it goes. Maybe leave a self-destruct code just in case, somewhere vital.
Can we retcon what I said and I had that idea as the chief of security and explain that would not make me a liar doing so?
As we did not promise to not put a drone on this ship.
Yes, you could retcon that scene, because that's actually kind of logical, yeah.
Yeah.
So you leave one of your drones attached to its hull in a place that would compromise the integrity of the ship if the drone were to explode suddenly. Or you can just do what?
Check your message.
Okay. So, Pick and Second, where do you go from there?
Like on the ship,
yeah.
Or
once the meeting's over, what do the two of you do?
Did Dr. Seckham get a chance to get a sample of the material that drives off the sepulcrons?
You have not been given the crystal yet, no.
Damn.
But I mean, you will. Your decision will determine how the next scene plays out. That's why I'm asking. You could go back to medical, you could go to your quarters, go to the holosuite, whatever.
I think quarters.
Okay.
Pick, who has a mean right hook as a talent and hand-to-hand combat as a focus, is going to go blow off some steam in the hollow room.
So, crew quarters are in the interior of the ship because it's safer that way. So Seckham, you take the turbo lift and you're in the interior corridors when you feel the whole ship shudder in a pattern. Like in a concentric circle. And you're like, that was weird. And then, like, you can't tell when a starship maneuvers unless it's dramatic. But, you know, you can feel the engine noise move, so you know the ship maneuvered. Pick! Where you're going is actually, requires you to use the outer corridor hole to get there. The outer hole corridor to get there. So you're walking past a window on your way to practice when there is a massive series of energy discharge from the Dauntless, and the Dreadnought is delivered into dust. A whole spread of torpedoes and all the phaser cannons fired. Like the ship turned to barrage it to make sure it hit all the angles, and the Dreadnought is destroyed while it's helpless.
And is that clearly from us?
Yes.
Oh, that side message, eh? Gonna run back to the bridge immediately, and mean right hook, Ansar Conan. Actually, can I have your consent for PvP on that first?
That's fine.
Okay.
You go back in the conference room, and Ansar's just looking out the window with his hands behind his back in captain pose.
Yeah, it's that moment where I'm just watching the destruction. So if you come in, I wouldn't even challenge or fight back. If you just want to turn me around and just sock me, I wouldn't even fight.
Okay. Just one good one, not gonna like try to just like a moment of that Vulcan anger that gets repressed their whole life.
Where do you punch him? Because you're a Vulcan, it makes a difference.
Oh, I'm gonna punch him right in the jaw. Though I'm not gonna like use a full force. This isn't a I'm super strength trying to kill him or anything, but
sure.
So you knock him down, but you don't break his face. This is what happens then. Since he's not resisting, you just hit him and he goes down.
So I'm like sitting back against the wall, just a little drama blood dripping down. And I kind of reach out. I want to feel Pick's anger behind the Vulcan logic.
He's a Vulcan. There's a lot.
Mr. Pick, you kept your honor. You are not a liar. You did everything you could. Not all of us get that opportunity.
Permission to stay in my quarters for a while, sir.
I trust you'll be at your station when it's appropriate.
Thank you, sir.
What's the message you deliver both to your new allies on the planet and to the one small escape pod of Sonals you allowed to get away, because per side message?
So I'll go back to the bridge, wiping the blood. Open a line to the surviving Sonals.
They do.
To the surviving Sonals. Once again, this is Captain Ansar Conan of the USS Dauntless. Let it be known, if you challenge us, you will be destroyed. If you challenge our friends or allies through this quadrant, we will be there. Do not mess with us. Choose your friends wisely in the future.
Techum arrives on the bridge in time to hear the broadcast. Can react however they want.
The cat is left the building. Acting Captain Ansar, you are bleeding.
Just look with the blood dripping. Sometimes blood has to be shed. And we will not hesitate to do so. End transmission.
Back on the Romulan ship, you two have been sharing quarters for a full day now. I'm sure that's going real well. But Actually, no, it's been 2 full days. Earth cycle days. And at breakfast time of the 3rd day, captain of the Romulan ship shows up smirking, like she's got the greatest secret ever, the most amused you've ever seen her. And she just drops a Romulan version of a data pad on the table where you're taking breakfast and winks to 2 of you and leaves.
I refuse to operate Romulan technology.
You haven't eaten in 2 days, Robeck.
Yeah.
Dirja will slide the pad over to herself to look at whatever was given to them.
It's a complete audiovisual recording of what happened because there were Romulans on the planet, including Ansar's transmission afterwards, which Robeck can also see in here.
Our acting captain has some balls. I didn't think he had it in him.
And by so doing what I have finally asked him to do, he surrenders the ship to me.
I don't think so, Roback. Especially because we're here.
I assure you, when we get back on that ship, enough will join my side that I can take command of the Dauntless.
I wouldn't count on that. Just saying.
Would you not support me?
Oh.
She thinks about it for probably longer than Ansar would be comfortable with. And she says, honestly, it's very situational. Honestly, I'm rather impressed with Ansar at this moment. But I...
Don't get me wrong, I am too. I would have done the exact same thing.
But you certainly have more experience in a war effort than a Federation officer. So as I said, very situational. And
I respect the courage it took to say that. To deny your acting captain.
He's not here right now. And I'm sure the Romulans are listening to everything that happens on the Dauntless, but I doubt the Dauntless can hear us.
This is also true.
So, but that crap you pulled on the Sepulchron ship, and
I did not know how it worked.
Look,
I adjusted fire on the second volley.
Look, I was gonna say it was kind of hot, okay?
Oh. I will endeavor not to put so many holes in your ship next time.
That would have made it hotter. Yes, if you had managed not to damage my ship. But, you know.
I would also like to apologize for that. It is definitely your ship.
Thank you, Roback.
And that's when you feel the Romulan ship change positions like it's maneuvering. While that conversation is happening, you get a hail answer from your best friend.
Or
Captain, that was delicious. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
that was dishonorable and terrible, but necessary. Continue.
You are correct on all counts. That's why it was delicious.
What do you want?
I think it's time for us to see what our enemy's all about. Don't you?
Agreed. We're currently studying the technology from the wreckage, which I'm sure you're doing as well. And you have one of the best damn engineers in the quadrant.
I do.
I'm missing one of the best damn engineers in the quadrant.
I do, and I intend to make great, use of her. And her toy. If you'd like to see how, come along. And the Romulan ship decloaks. And it's actually where you're at in the wreckage still. remember that
Wait,
rip in
it's
space?
them?
Remember that rip in space that never went away? Created when the drive exploded from the Sepulchron ship?
Oh, okay.
The Romulan warbird maneuvers into it and disappears.
Oh, for the love of God. Set course into the rift.
Okay.
All stations yellow alert since we are going through an unknown space anomaly.
You maneuver the
It
ship.
makes it back to the bridge.
You maneuver the ship into the hole. The Dauntless disappears. Back to Dersha and Robeck. The ship maneuvers and then accelerates.
I'm sorry, I'm having Star Trek the Motion Picture flashbacks to them entering
I know.
where.
Yeah.
What was Spock's line again?
I have penetrated the outer layer.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, good Lord, Star Trek.
And for a brief moment, everything elongates like horror movie corridor effect. And you can feel your body get stretched and pulled. Like physics are changing different parts of your body. And then there's the feeling of sudden rapid acceleration. And what do the two of you do? All the lights go from bright green to that dark, we're under alert green. Power fluctuations in the ship, and it starts shuddering gently.
Dersha looks super pumped. And she's like, gravitational anomaly!
Out of character. Captain Ansar.
Do you stay in the breakfast room or do you go exploring? It's up to you.
I go exploring to see if I can find a room where I can get some readings.
Robeck, you follow or stay?
I will go with, because I don't trust her with them alone, and she's gonna end up punching one of them, and if she does, I want to be there to punch more people too. So.
Okay. You both head out into the corridor. And who was the person that gave you your worst combat defeat ever, Robeck? Hand-to-hand combat. Whoever that is, that's who's in the corridor waiting for you with a batleth. You can describe that scene.
In a clearly trying to challenge me.
Yes.
Stance or okay, that would probably be Robeck's former commander. So an older Klingon, got that kind of beginning of gray in his beard, with the the two tasseled uniform that they're clearly a ship commander. And if he's just holding a batleth in a challenge stance, I'll immediately just go for my knife.
What's your
just kind of do that Klingon open mouth fang bear thing.
What's your reaction to that, Dersha? Because you see all this too.
That one's not yours?
And that's when a figure steps out from behind the Klingon. Why don't you tell us all about your adopted father, Dersha?
Oh, gosh.
Puron Pem is a Cardassian.
Dun dun dun.
He, yeah, Dersha got backstory. He is tall for a Cardassian. If you don't know what a Cardassian looks like, look it up. You got Google. He is wearing a military uniform, and I doubt Robeck would understand, but he does have the insignia that would represent a gull on his uniform. And upon seeing him for the first time that you have known Dirja, she looks like she visibly withdraws into herself and takes a step back. And it is the first time that she has willingly stood behind you.
He says, Dirja, my dear, it's been so long. He puts his hand out.
I'll flip the knife back and forth a couple times. I'll take one little side peripheral look behind me at Dirja. See what her reaction is.
Fear. First time you've seen that in her.
I'll just go to slice the hand off.
Okay, roll it. Daring plus or fitness, whatever it is, plus security.
Yeah, fitness, security. Yeah, okay. And I will use my focus of blades. That is 2 successes.
Dirja, what kind of animal or wildlife is Dirja most afraid of? You can look it up or just make something up. It doesn't matter.
Oh, God. I know there's some kind of weird, creepy vole spiders on Bajor, and that sometimes in the camps they'd have to hunt them for food. Yes. So a lot of the people at the camps were just, this is it's a squirrel. She could never quite get over the way they moved.
You lop the hand off, but instead of blood, those spiders come pouring out of the armhole. The Klingon laughs and lunges at you. You can do security plus fitness to try to dodge.
Come on. 2 successes.
Okay. You take 1 stress when he manages to slash you, but more like the haha, I slashed you slash, not anything serious. Green blood splatters on Dirja. Or wait, no, Klingons are purple. Purple blood splatters on Dirja.
This is not Klingon blood.
Honestly, she probably doesn't really notice.
What do you do when spiders come out of the Cardassian's armhole?
Oh, nightmare material for Dirja. She is Robeck currently involved in combat, or is he standing still?
No, they've entered combat.
Okay.
He's ignoring the Cardassian because he's on the floor screaming like he's disabled, even though it's spiders coming out, not blood.
Yeah. Is there a keep your cool roll or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Reason plus command.
Fail. Okay. Just helpful. She straight up freaking screams. And probably does the full-on damsel in distress stumble back.
Robeck, give me a combat roll. 1 roll to see who wins, and then I'll let you describe depending on the victor.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be you. He rolled a 20 and a 17.
We'll just make sure I don't goof it up as bad. Wow. I did too. Not 20. I rolled a 19 and an 18, but...
No successes?
Yeah, no successes.
Roll again.
Come on. There it goes. Much better. That is 3 successes.
Okay. Describe it, including the stalemate in the middle, where you both get hurt, and then you win.
So it's a bat'leth versus my knife is the equivalent of a battle axe versus a short sword or something. So it's a lot of heavy overhanded blows from him, and a lot of holding the dagger or the knife by like the flat with my one hand and the grip with the other, as we're just kind of, it's like speed versus strength over and over again. And so just like the clanging of like metal on metal on metal on metal, like a couple like nicks by me like on his pauldrons, but they just kind of like bounce off until finally it's that moment. It's the stereotypical knife fighter moment where like he like I'm like engaged with the knife up here, and I sidestep, drop the knife, grab it with my other hand, and stab into the belly.
Okay, I like it. Back to the Dauntless. You go through the warp and you experience the same dilation effect like when they time travel. And all three of you are on the bridge. So you can all describe something that either humiliated you or terrified you, because it's all going to happen at once in utter chaos. We'll start with Pick.
That either humiliated us or what?
Terrified
Or,
you.
Oh, terrified you? Yeah. Well, I think it's time.
Okay.
So, on the bridge before me materializes a Romulan sleeper agent who was my lover and who got activated and outed while I was in academy, and that is what the reason that was the carrot on the stick for getting me into Section 31 was that my lover was a Romulan.
What about Second?
I'm debating.
Come back to you. Ansar. You can't reuse what you used in the Guardian of Forever episode. Those gotta be something new. Cannot be paralysis of indecision.
Okay. So it's still tied in with all of that, but it
Yeah,
would be
that's
a
fine.
different thing.
That's
It would
fine.
be a different thing specifically. I'm gonna go with more like the humiliation side of it, as opposed to pure fear. He sees his former captain, the one that he thought so little of, and he's seeing and having to deal with the moment of being called in and talked down to and degraded by this small, weak man, and told all the reasons why he was not getting his promotion and how he has no future in Starfleet because he's just this guy just ripped into him because he didn't like me. And so having to sit by and listen to someone I have no respect for tear me down was just like a horrible, horrible day. And probably the worst feeling he's had.
Okay. And then Second.
How should I word that? I was brainstorming with Tyler on the side.
You can recreate the scene where she was caught, because you have that memory. It's just locked away because you were a child. So you can explain it that way, like it plays out in front of people on the bridge.
Okay.
Where she was caught and forced to make the bargain to send you away.
So for Sekhem, it would be just playing on the floor with some toys, and someone barges into the front door, and their mother is sitting in there with them, and these people come and take or aim to take. I'm sorry, I'm having a really bad brain moment. Help.
Ansar and Robeck, you can help explain this. He's trying to say his mom was a Romulan sleeper and the Romulans blackmailed her into either you send your kid to Black Widow boot camp or we out you to the Federation.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
describe that how you want. The scene with mom, forced to give the kid up or else everything is lost.
So Mom is a never activated Romulan sleeper,
Oh no,
basically.
Mom was an active Romulan spy feeding information to the Romulans, and then her own handlers were going to expose her if she didn't give her kid up to keep the program going.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Tell Shiar, baby.
That's the backstory of Sakem. But for some reason, my brain is having a hard time.
Okay, I just saw
Turning
chat.
this into a
Lupine
thing.
Vendetta goes, your mom was Pix lover.
Oh my god!
They were now.
No! No, my dad's a Betazoid.
It's a lot of Romulans
Doesn't
in
work.
Starfleet, clearly.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
how did we end
yeah.
up with so many
Rob-
Romulan backstories?
Starfleet needs to get their shit together, clearly. We're letting in just like any old riffraff.
And how did anyone not vote to go into Romulan space at the beginning of this episode?
I thought
Because Borg are really cool, sir.
I
That's why.
voted to go into
Are
Romulan
they?
space. Thank you very
Are
much.
they though?
Maybe I'm a masochist. I don't know.
Yeah, well. No, that's messed up.
Okay, that gave me a second to think, like trying to make the movie in my head because my brain works different. So it's the leader who came to either take the mom or take the child, and they're here to take Sakem back to the Romulans.
So how does the actual scene play out?
Well, fuck, you just had to go there, didn't you? I don't know.
Rebecca or Ansar can toss down the dramatic mother moment having to give up the child. You've watched a lot of movies, or even Durja. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, everybody. My brain is just I bleh.
You know what? We are understanding. We know you don't want to just hand over your child. Like, just something you're getting rid of. Have a day. Get all those feelings out. And just like so many times before, use a dead drop. We'll pick it up. We'll take care of it.
Why are you doing this? I've fed you loyal and accurate information for years.
And now it's time to help the cause. We need recruits. Ones that we know.
Surely there are other children.
But not one coming from someone so valuable and talented.
You cannot guarantee they will be, or even like me.
We're the
Like my
Tal
skills.
Shiar. We're the Tal Shiar. We can guarantee a lot of things.
It's my child!
Then enjoy your day with it. Goodbye. We trust your loyalty will continue. And don't leave, just fades into whatever shadow it's standing. Like,
It's very Tal Shiar,
this
yeah.
person's just standing next to. And your
Goddamn.
mom was given one day with you to get all of those feels out, and dead dropped you somewhere.
What was your last day with your mom like?
Oh, fuck you, Mom.
Let's make it real. What was the last day like?
Mom takes Sakem out for ice cream. Since they are on Earth after all. It's an Earth delicacy. And they found ice cream with Vulcan flavors that, since Sakem was
Logic
raised to think
flavored?
that we're Vulcan. Logic flavored. No, it's like the most bland ice cream in the whole fucking world.
Actually, Vulcan food is really spicy.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
You got sriracha ice cream.
they enjoy flavors. I just don't enjoy them. They make use of them.
Huh. Okay. Well,
Well, okay, I don't know
Anyway.
if they're spicy, but every time the Vulcans talk about food, it's always, we used this spice in it. So, spiced up. I don't know what that means. It's hot.
Well, either way, ice cream is a thing that happens. And so, you know, they're at that little ice cream stand. It's like this vintage one, you know, that you'd find back in old 2020, where you know, it's got the person with the bike and the cooler in the front. Don't know how they do that, but Mom asks Sakem what flavor they'd like. Sakem's like, I want the blue one. Please. Blue. Yeah, blue. My favorite color. And so Mom gets the blue ice cream. And they're walking past some playground. And all of a sudden, Mom is gone. And it's a smooth pickup by one of these Romulan Tal Shiar. Oh, sweetie, where were you? I've been looking all over for you. Mom? Mom? Oh, yes, sweetie, that's me. Oh, you must be confused. I'm right here. And we're gonna go home now, okay? Enjoy your ice cream. Mom? Not my mom. And the Romulan takes Sakem away.
I like it. It's dark. Anyways, this is what's playing out on the bridge. You all see each other's thing. That's mostly what the point of this is. In Pick's case, none of those were really combat oriented, so you don't have to act out a combat, but you have to re-defeat those demons or watch them play out, and then it fades away. As you all realize on both ships, whatever you're passing through, this chaos space is doing this, and it's probably because none of your ships have whatever that weird shielding was that Durja learned about. You don't know that on the Dauntless at all, though. You don't have whatever kind of screening they have to keep that out.
Good to know.
And then, it gets really weird, because as you, whatever way it either plays out, you defeat the thing, or the scene plays out and it fades away. The rest of the spiders for Durja and Robeck, the Romulan lover and the mom for Sekem and Pick. When the scenario is done, they still remain, but they start transforming into whatever horrid form each of you thinks a devil is. So, the Klingon version of a demon, the human version of a demon, the Betazoid version, Vulcan version, Bajoran version.
Mine just stays a Cardassian.
And they basically taunt you with whatever way your culture's demons taunt you. If any of you know what that is for your species, you can tell us. Otherwise, you can use your imaginations for the audience. I have no idea what a Betazoid demon is.
I don't either.
Klingons we've seen on Star Trek, but not the Betazoid ones.
Null emotion. Ha! Zombies. Just food and hunger. That's
Vulcan
just my own
demons are just
headcanon
pure
just
emotion,
now.
of course.
Like a Bajoran demon would be a paw wraith, but honestly, they haven't been seen in forever, and they're just pure legend.
Right.
And yours just not religious anyway.
Yours can stay the Cardassian, yeah.
I honestly think it's just still Pem
Okay.
being just super creepy.
As those scenes play out, each of the two ships react. And the traditional warp drives on your ships, the engine housing, the way dilithium interactions work, reacts badly with whatever this null space is you're traveling through, because you're not using the actual drive they use to pass through here. You have no navigator. You have no human psychic or humanoid psychic to guide you. And so the ships judder violently and then start spinning rapidly, complete with lack of gravitational control. So like vertigo while you're floating through the air, I'm sure that's fun. And then both ships are shot out of null space through some kind of anomaly caused by the reaction of the lithium drives into somewhere new. And as both ships stop spinning and temporarily lose power, you can decide how you want to react. We'll start with Ansar since you're in command of the Dauntless.
I assume the yellow alert is still running,
Yes.
right?
Yes. You've lost engine power, not ship-wide power, I will specify.
Engine power. Okay. I'll just start barking out orders, just like normal, just routine stuff, just like, situation reports, local scanners, what's immediately around us, are we in immediate danger, are we under attack, stuff like that.
The stellar cartography is vastly different. It appears you've moved in space as well as through dimensions, you don't know. Through null space, that's what we're going to call it. And you're actually back on the border between the alpha and beta quadrants. At least that's what your spatial readings tell you. But there's something weird. Like, a star base that should be nearby is still there, but it's in a different orbit, and it's a vastly different configuration than it should be. And, like, one of the colony worlds that should be within range is uncolonized, and the planet's surface is heavily damaged by energy weapons. You also sense some starships. No Klingon, even though you're basically in the neutral zone. But there are Federation-style starships, but their design is somewhat different.
Open a line to the other ship.
Okay. It responds to your hail, but the codes and frequencies are not quite the same. It's apparently waiting for you to say something.
Well, this is the Romulan ship with Patty and...
Oh no, I thought you were hailing one of the random Federation ships that was nearby.
No, I was hoping to talk to their ship, Talah's ship.
Their communication array seems to be down.
Blarg. Okay. Then with the Federation ship, just be like, "This is the USS Dauntless. Can you read?"
Okay. There's a pause for a moment, and then it sends back like a call and response code, which you have the response for. It's a little bit outdated though. That sort of thing's normally only used to verify for security reasons.
Nebula discharge.
Ew.
Okay. Now, you guys on the Romulan ship, by now you will say, for the sake of the drama, you're on the bridge with the Romulan captain. They're working on getting their communications back up. They can't reply to you, but they can receive the transmission that's happening. They're monitoring it. So after the call and response, there's like a solid 30-second delay, and then your view screen lights up with the symbol first before it actually shows the bridge of the other ship. I put it in the Discord. And then the view screen comes on, and they look like humans, but their uniform is all silver and partly made out of metal, and the bridge is very metallic and sharp-edged. And the captain of the ship, who is a lady, stands up, looks at you, and says, "Dauntless, we've been wondering where you're at. This is the ISS emissary. Situation report. Have the Klingon dogs been put back down?" As you make contact with the Terran Empire, because you're in the mirror universe now. Yep. And that's where we pause till next week for the season finale.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. so many everyone get your goatees ready for next week. Durja, I expect a nice goatee from you next week.
Up with something.
Stand down from yellow alert. Return to duty stations and prepare for the night shift. We must retire to our quarters and have a refreshing sonic shower or a relaxing holosuite visit after that eventful shift. We thank to the audience for exploring strange new worlds with us this week and hope you'll boldly return next week. As for the question of season finale, yes, because of our massive schedule shift, which we'll talk about now so you know what's coming up with Horrible Tales. However, season 2 will be returning relatively shortly in the winter, instead of having to wait a full cycle like normal. So, new things that are coming. This coming Sunday will be the beginning of Paranoia, the Murderists, run by a new GM, as Eric is no longer on Sundays because of his job.
Like Paranoia?
Not Paranoia, what's it called?
Fiasco.
Yes.
I was like, whoa. How are we doing a long-term Paranoia game? And no one told me anything about that.
And I am having technical difficulties. So you guys will have to stall for a second. I'll be right back.
I mean, I think a long-term Paranoia game would just be... You'd have to have a lot of backup characters. It would have to be like a Dungeon Crawl Classics funnel. Essentially.
What I would do personally is like just give you unlimited clones, essentially.
That's essentially what it Dungeon Crawl Classics, it's like a throwback to an earlier version of D&D, and a funnel, you're all 0 level characters. Think like a farmer, in a funnel you generally have like 8 of them, and any that survive become level 1. So I figure it would kind of go that way. Or you'd have unlimited clones. That would be kind of nightmarish, though.
Just the amount of chaos one could get into with a unlimited amount of clones and Paranoia.
That is dangerous.
Maybe like the characters don't know they have unlimited clones.
That's oof.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell the. I would not
sorry.
tell the players until they like got to that last clone. They're like, I guess I need to make a new character. It's like, no, you don't. You got one more. Are you sure?
No worries, homie.
Yeah.
Friend
You
computer.
know what you could do?
There was a mix-up with friend computer, and you have another.
You could instead of unlimited, right? You could say you have more than usual backup clones. However, I'm not going to tell you how many you actually have. I promise you'll have more than what's it normal? 5, 4,
5, yeah,
5. I promise you have more than 5, but I will not tell you how many more.
That could be 1 more.
It could be
100 more.
Oh, did you roll like a D10, like and do that roll plus 5 for their totals? Oh, that would be so fun.
Everyone has a different amount.
Oh, I want to do this now.
I would definitely favor the pointless dice roll, like the one where like your players think you're making a big decision for them, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That was probably better. Oh. Apparently it's fun. But so is Fiasco, which is what we are playing on Sunday 1 with our new DM, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head, and I don't have the schedule in front of me. But yes, Fiasco the Murderous. Fiasco is an amazing game. Check it out.
Yeah, I've never actually played Fiasco, so tell me about it.
Fiasco is so I've only played it once, but I've seen it played a couple of times. It's very much more in that collaborative storytelling environment where there's no DM, there's no GM really at the end of the day with it. One person can maybe guide more than the other, but there's a lot of the game is actually the sort of back end stuff about coming up with your character's connections and backstories. So you do very collaborative backgrounds and characters, and then you basically run through like a neo noir story a lot of the times.
Oh.
So you're playing like desperate people, people who have these. One of my favorite quotes about noir: high ambition, low impulse control. So because that's what noir stories are: people with high ambitions and low impulse control.
Yeah, it's the Maltese Falcon.
Exactly. So you basically play through a story like that, and by the end, everyone should either be broken as people, in prison, or dead.
I like that.
So yeah, and you take turns kind of picking other characters to have scenes with each other, and they have goals in each scene, and they play off of each other, and it's really cool. It's very collaborative. It's awesome. It's RP heavy. It's so tune in, check that out, see us test our RP chops.
Vendetta asks, wait, when is it? It's Sunday, right?
It's Sunday 1, correct.
So Sunday 1 is
afternoon
4, I think.
I don't know. Did
it change
the
or not?
schedules get posted to the break room?
Yes, they did. Yes, ha. Well, Rosie's so smart.
Rosie is the smartest.
All right, someone with more experience reading these. Okay, so yeah.
Wait, why is it not posting when I thought it would be posted?
It's in break room. Oh, hi Ambrose.
Okay.
Aha.
Ambrose is back. Heyo. Okay.
We're still waiting for Tyler, so no worries.
All right, so Fiasco, 4 p.m.
4
Eastern time. 4 p.m. Eastern time, The Murderous, followed by Cult Divinity Lost, Phantasmagoria, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Sunday starts at 10 p.m. Then on Monday, we still have we can hear Tyler. Monday continues Delta Green at 8 p.m. Eastern time. 8 p.m. Eastern time, followed then by Ghost Hunters at 11:55 Eastern. This is for our West Coast viewers and players.
Europe.
This will be.
Oh no!
Can someone mute him?
Yes.
I cannot. Yeah.
There's no way to mute him. There's no way to kick him.
Talk over him.
Okay, well, I'm actually, I think, in that cult game. So
Okay.
that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I've only done like short sessions of it, like 3 sessions or like one shots of a storyline. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Talking over Tyler.
So what?
There's
what
Patty,
Patty, that's
only
me you're chatting that we can
Oh,
hear.
she. Originally, Scarred Lands was not going to be going on tomorrow, but it is. Check out Scarred Lands tomorrow, and you'll see people like Ambrose and Steve.
Okay. And Steve. Okay.
And
Wait.
Kings and Birdie and Devin and John.
You know what? I just lied to all of the people. This Sunday is still Vampire. We have a couple of more episodes of Vampire left. Vampire 9 p.m. Eastern time. So Fiasco at 4, Vampire at 9. Monday, Delta Green, 8 p.m. No game on Tuesday this week. Acton Cthulhu at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Space Lord Pajamas is starting that. Punch Nazis and Elja Quarters. It's going to be awesome.
I'll be there.
Patty apparently is in that game. Come back next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Star Trek Dauntless as we go into our finale. And then next Friday, we will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern time, Call of Cthulhu Mass of Nyarlathotep, run by Stolen Fires.
Oh, that's a name.
Right? Mass of Nyarlathotep. That's actually one of the very first things we ever played on Vorpal Tales way back in the day. We got through about the first city before everything went off the rails and Sydney brain melted out of his ears, and yeah, it was great. And then Friday night at 10 p.m. 10 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern time, Dracogenesis. So tune in and watch me play the sassy bitch that is Lamalthun.
Also, this week we're starting the 10 p.m. start time. So if you want to check out Dracogenesis 5e Scarred Lands, tune in at 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Okay. Saturday, also End Times, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. We'll be running a 2-shot of End Times run by, I believe, Made of Kimchi. So tune in, check that out. That should be our schedule for this week, 9/6 to 9/12. And then, a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. And all of this will be posted on the website, which you can check out at vorpaltales.com. Check our Twitter feed to also get up to date things as well. We apologize very, very much for the massive schedule shakeup, but we appreciate all of your patience and love for us, as these were necessary based off of real life scenarios. So thank all of you so much for your understanding as we make these changes. But we're going to go back to our full, as many games we can get in for you in a week, because we are here to roll dice and entertain and hang out with you beautiful people.
Kick ass and take names and chew bubble gum.
All right. It looks like Tyler is currently indisposed, but we're generally back in our thing. So why don't we go ahead and tell the people who we are? And yeah. Oh God, I'm first. That's really awkward. My name is Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. Tonight I played acting captain / real captain Ansar Conan. My pronouns are he, him, and I enjoyed this game very much. So that's me.
Hey everybody, I have been. My name on the Zoom isn't changed, so I just threw myself off. I have been Dr. Sekhem Ekhar, who had the epic brain fart tonight, and then also my internet had a brain fart as well. Well, actually, I lied. Not the internet, the entire power of the entire house. It's not even windy outside. Anyway, I digress. You can find me on the internet as Am Changeling, because me, Am Changeling, and you can find me on Etsy at Neat & Co Designs.
Howdy, wonderful peeps. I am Patrick. You can find me on the internet at pattyshakes_. Tonight, I was Sog Robeck of House Kundekel. The next time you'll see me will be tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Scarred Lands Dracogenesis Season 2, A Flight of Whimsy, as our wonderful characters are about to go meet the Black Dragon himself, King Verduke of the Celestian Hegemony. And after that, you'll be able to see me starting on Wednesdays. New day for me, new time for me, where I'll be part of Acton Cthulhu.
I am Rosie, regular size mom. You can find me on Twitter at mom_size. And the next place you can find me is, you can find me on Saturday in 2 different places. One of those is pre-recorded, but both are Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. The first one airs on Martlet Games Twitch, another T, Twitch at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's our session 0 of Psychopomps Incorporated, in which we are a bunch of Hikata, doing Hikata things as a group. It's gonna be awesome. I'm playing with some really fantastic people, and if you don't know Martlet Games all that well, then you're in for a treat if you check it out, because the GM, Pat, is fantastic. He's amazing, and I recommend that you check it out, even if you just catch it on VOD later. That's Martlet Games. And then you could find me running a V5 game at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Gehenna Gaming, Fangs in Space, because I want to shoot a bunch of kindred into space and see what happens.
Can I make one request?
Yes.
Can you say it like it's from the Muppets?
Fangs in Space!
Yes! Thank you.
Waka waka waka! So yeah, it's going to be awesome. I have a fantastic cast, and I'm sorry that Tyler's not here right now because Tyler is actually playing in my Fangs in Space game, for which I'm very excited. I get to do some really awful things to Tyler and Ian and Kitty Kimchi, who will be on Vorpal Tales punching Nazis on Wednesdays, and Zoe, who's a member of the Carrying Comfort community and is also going to be playing in Psychopomps Incorporated with me over on Martlet Studios. So check out Martlet and Gehenna Gaming, and then you can find me doing a bunch of other stuff later on Carrying Comfort that hasn't been announced yet in the next couple of months. And you'll find me here in increasing amounts over the next couple of months. So keep watching Vorpal Tales.
Hey folks, I'm JT. You can find me around the internet at Sensomancer. Tonight I was Lieutenant Pick, and I don't know what's going on with the schedule. I think my next game is maybe Sunday, but I'm not in that room yet, so maybe not. I think otherwise Wednesday Cthulhu or X and Cthulhu next week. I'll get that straightened out if I'm playing Sunday or not. So
Yeah, I do not have the cast information. I apologize. But we'll definitely get it cleared up for you.
Yep.
Is that everybody?
I
was
believe so.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you all so much. Excellent crew indeed. And now it is time for the Ride or Die viewers. We have 2 votes to do. So everyone in our normal order, we need to vote for both our ARC winner and for your, normal typical Vorpal Tales favorite for whatever your reason happens to be.
Player vote.
Your player vote. So ARC vote and then player vote, please. Starting with me, I am going to give my ARC vote to Brarb. I'm going to give my ARC vote to Durja for starting to build out that relationship, oddly enough, with Tala, and really building. She's caught between Ansar and the Federation, and Robeck's trying to get her to join the mutiny, and now she's got a Romulan hitting on her. She's just all over the place. And
Mutiny. Okay. Rightful captainship, maybe.
yes, said every mutineer ever. But I am going to give my player vote to JT/Pick because they were absolutely awesome. I loved getting to have that scene with them. We're telling them that I was not going to make them a liar, and then absolving them, and just that whole thing, and them punching me. It was awesome. I appreciate you. So player vote.
thank you.
I'm going to give my ARC vote to JT, because that backstory was like, what? It was kind of eerie how it was kind of similar to my backstory in a way of the fact that you had a undercover Romulan sleeper agent, but spooked me a little. But anyway, so yeah, that ARC vote's for you because that backstory bit was like, what? That's not what I expected. And then my player vote is going to shut up, Lupine Vendetta. He did not sleep with my mom. Oh, geez.
Yeah, because there was no sleeping that night.
I really want to give huge props to Patty and Steve for helping me when my brain had the total void. The void cat sucked the thoughts out of my head and put void in head. But because you both did amazing, I can't give it to either one of you, so I'm gonna give it to Rosie for that utterly primal scream at Robeck, which literally scared me. I felt, and then you made my throat hurt because I felt that scream in my throat.
Oh, I've got so much more screaming energy over the last 12 years dating Ben.
Oh God.
then yeah.
I give my arc vote to Durja for just juggling all the things that were thrown at you tonight, as far as Romulan captains and Klingon warriors go. And my player vote goes to Ansar for just having to shovel on the responsibility of captain, while all the while there's someone actively rooting for his demise the entire time.
Thanks.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat and babe, I love you. Yes, it was a sex joke. I'm sorry for anyone on YouTube that won't see that chat and won't be able to make heads or tails of that comment. But my arc vote goes to I'm gonna give it to Ansar because of that duplicity. It was just very good, and you managed to balance or attempt to balance the mental well-being of your officer while still trying to get the job done. And those are the kinds of tricky decisions that makes good TV. So thank you. In character vote, everyone had good stuff. I want to give it to Ambrose because the blue ice cream made me cry a little. That was very sweet. No, it was good. It was perfect. I was thinking to myself, the last day is either just going to be her on the couch or whatever version of sitting arrangement holding the child and freaking out, or it's them going to a theme park. Like there's no in between.
No, I mean, technically. It wasn't a theme park. It was ice cream. Just ice cream. And to this day, Sekhem does not like blue ice cream.
Oh, harsh. So yeah, those are my votes.
Rosie was more eloquent than I will ever be on that, so Ansar gets my arc vote for the same reasons, and Steve gets my player vote for the duplicity.
Thank you.
Which my character obviously didn't like, but that was a fun bit for me as a player.
Awesome.
Can we shut the stream down without Tyler?
So Tyler is there to shut the stream down. He can just not jump back on currently. So I will give him the sign when we're done. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think we're done.
Wait, do an improv thing.
Who won the arc vote?
It's tie, actually.
Oh, hot damn.
So I was going to let Tyler decide offline.
All right, fair enough.
Tyler.
All right, so thank you all so much for tuning in to Star Trek Adventures Dauntless. Thank you so much to Modifius. Thank you so much to Astro Tabletop that we use for our online space. Thank you all so much to the viewers. I do not have the list for the music, so thank you all to the people who let us use their amazing music for this. I don't think the game works.
Pond 5 is one of them.
Who is?
Pond 5 was one of them.
Pond 5, you are awesome.
I don't remember the other one.
We shouted them out at the top, so if you do want to know, it's there on demand. Other than that, set phasers to stunning, and we'll see
with
you.
that Romulan, yeah.
We'll see you
wink.
Grow out your goatees for next week, because we'll see you in the mirror universe. Bye.